It is the largest planet in the solar system. It is 8 times larger than Earth and has more than twice the mass of all the other planets combined. But what is most impressive about this giant is not its size, but its color. Since we can see it from almost any place on Earth, the planet has been given the rather unimaginative name of blue. But if we look at the blue planet from afar, it appears featureless. What does it look like up close? How would a visitor from another world experience our home? And how might that experience compare to life on other worlds? The first thing that strikes you as you approach the blue planet is its activity. From the vantage point of deep space, Earth is a maelstrom of motion. There are fast-moving clouds, slow-moving clouds, violently swirling clouds, and even faster-moving streaks of light. These streaks are caused by human activity, mostly transportation. But cars, planes, and trains are so small from this perspective that they are just adding noise to the image without any real discernible pattern. If you were to dive into the planet's atmosphere, you would find that these streaks come from individual vehicles moving around the planet's surface. The closer you get to the surface, the more distinct these vehicles become. At some point, however, the rising motion of the air currents would make further descent impossible, and you would have to turn around and go back up. At this point, you start to notice something strange. The atmosphere of the blue planet is full of holes. You can see through it in all directions. If you were to take a rocket straight up from the surface, you would eventually reach a point where the atmosphere thins out completely, and the only thing you would see around you is an unending void. This is the true face of the blue planet, an almost featureless sphere surrounded by a thin layer of atmosphere with gigantic holes in it. The second you begin your descent, however, the holes disappear and you are met with a beautiful sight. You are entering the blue planet's atmosphere. The deeper you go, the denser the matter becomes. Eventually, you reach the bottom of the atmosphere and start your descent into the planet's interior. As you fall, you will notice that the blue color of the planet is actually a collection of many different colors. There is water of all different shades, from almost black to the brightest turquoise. Some of the water is calm and some is raging. Some parts of the planet seem almost lifeless, and others seem to teem with activity. In fact, there seems to be a constant struggle going on throughout the planet between those who want to preserve the status quo and those who want to change everything. In the end, you reach the core of the blue planet, a small, dense sphere surrounded by a thin mantle and a thick crust. The entire surface of the planet is covered in water, which varies in depth from a few inches to several miles. Underneath the water is a solid surface that juts out in many places, forming mountains, valleys, and plains. What is amazing about this planet is that despite being mostly water, it is alive. There are living things everywhere you look, from tiny bacteria to giant whales. And although the planet has no official name, it is clear that this is the one and only Earth. We think our world is unique because we have never seen anything like it before. We do and know for sure whether there are other Earths out there or whether ours is truly one of a kind. There are billions of planets out there that may be similar to ours, but we haven't found one yet. Maybe someday we will. But until then, we will continue to explore our own world in the hopes of finding out everything it can teach us. Earth is a dynamic and ever-changing planet. We are constantly learning new things about it and our place in the universe. As we continue to explore our world, we will undoubtedly find many more amazing things about it. And maybe, one day, we will find out that we are not alone in the universe. When we look up at the night sky, we often wonder whether there are other planets out there like our own. The truth is that every planet in the solar system is very different from Earth. Some are too hot, others are too cold, and some are probably too far away from their stars to support life as we know it. But that doesn't mean that there aren't planets out there that could support life. We have only explored a tiny fraction of the galaxy, and there are probably many more Earths out there waiting to be found. When we do find them, we will have to learn to communicate with the inhabitants and understand their way of life. But if we can do that, we will also have to be careful not to disturb them too much. After all, we don't want to be the ones who destroy another planet's ecosystem, like we have done to our own.